So this took me about a year to complete. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to another video. Welcome to another collection showcase type of video. Sort of a chill vibes, sit back, relax, and enjoy type of videos. I haven't made one of these in a while, but it was time again. And I recently completed a pretty awesome personal collection goal, and I figured I'll share it on the channel. We'll talk some cool sets, we'll show some cool sets, and we'll open some packs as well. It's going to be fun. So the collection goal that I completed is a complete sealed booster box collection of all of the Japanese tag team sets, which is freaking amazing. Like a year ago when I started this, I didn't think I was going to be where I'm at today, and that's incredible. The packs you're seeing, well, this is how this whole thing started. So before we go into the boxes and going through the collection, I'm going to give you just a bit of backstory. It all started with the packs. Some of you may know that I have a bit of a booster pack collection going, and I wanted to add the tag team booster packs to my sealed collection. Real quick, I know people are going to ask, these booster pack holders, they're from the same company that the T stand is from. I'll throw a link in the description to Amazon Japan. If you want to pick them up, you can get them from there. I'm sure you can find other places as well. But people always ask about these when I show them. But yeah, back to the quick backstory. So I wanted to add the tag team sets booster packs to my booster pack collection. That's what I started about a year ago, or yeah, a bit over a year ago. I started doing that. And at the time, you could still get these from the Japanese card stores. I bought all of these in Magi, well, 2 different Magis in Akihabara. That was fairly easy to complete. That didn't take me a long time. But around the same time, actually a little bit before that, I already picked up my first booster box. And then eventually, as the months went by, I decided to try and get one of each booster box. And during that time, the booster packs kind of became, I wouldn't say irrelevant, but almost placeholders. These were never meant to be placeholders, but now that I have the booster boxes, well, I don't need the booster packs anymore. That makes sense. The artwork is the same. It's just bigger on the booster boxes, or there's more of it, so to say. And so what we're doing today is we're going through the booster boxes one by one, and for each box, we're going to open the according booster pack and hopefully pull something amazing. All right, so I'll just get started. I don't want to drag on for too long. We're going to go oldest to newest, which means also we're starting with maybe the best one, Tag Bolt. Yeah, here's the Tag Bolt booster box. My goodness, what I want to try and do today as well is talk a little bit about how I am able to afford this, or how I can justify buying these boxes or having bought these boxes, because some of these are pretty expensive, especially in Japan. Like Tag Bolt is a good example. I think this box is quite a bit more expensive in Japan than outside of Japan. Well, I don't think so. I'm pretty sure it is. For some of them, the difference isn't as big. But yeah, this is as cool as it is. It's kind of a break. You know, it's a money break in the collection. I love it. Love looking at it. I have it displayed on my little sideboard. But man, it's not easy to spend this kind of money on collection items. And so I want to also explain in this video today, so at some point during the video, you know, how I can justify buying this kind of stuff every now and then. But yeah, we're going to open the packs. 1 pack for each box. Now, I was saying, you know, these came from Magi. And at the time, they were selling these packs still. And I never asked them. I probably should have. But I kind of assumed that these are unweighed, all the packs I have here today. Because at the time, they also had plenty of boxes, like behind the register. So it's fair to assume that the packs might have come from the boxes. You never know, truly. Again, I should have probably asked. I don't know what they would have said. But they were also selling the packs at a price, pretty sizable markup to what they go for online loose. For, you know, kind of where it's safe to assume that they probably came from boxes. That said, even if these came from boxes, because we only have 1 pack per set, even if these are unweighed, there's a good chance we don't pull anything. Well, we're guaranteed at least a GX in Tag Allstars, so there's something. But yeah, I don't need these anymore. I could sell them, I guess, but you know, let's just make a cool video and open some of the best sets of all time, in my opinion. All right, Tag Bolt. Tag Bolt, obviously an incredible set. One of the best sets of all time, maybe. It's just so good. The chase cards are just wild. You've got the Latios GX, obviously Gengar, Mimikyu GX, Altart. Yeah, let me pull it up real quick. There's so many good cards, I might forget one. So, you know, Latios GX Alt-Art, Gengar Mimikyu, Pikachu Zekrom, Magikarp Wailord, Venusaur Celebi GX. The EV and Snorlax is just the full art. The Alt-Art is the promo. You get Erica's Hospitality. I mean, it's just, whew, what a set, eh? What an incredible set. And I guess this video is coming out after my video with Java Akuma, in which at the end I had a bit of a spicy take. I don't know if it's spicy, but I basically said I think Tag Bolt is better than Team Up. And, you know, I thoroughly believe that. I mean, I'm biased because I like to collect Japanese cards and Japanese sets, so I obviously have a biased opinion. But Team Up is missing the Pikachu Zekrom. Team Up is also missing this Venusaur Celebi. Their promos in English. But yeah, here we go. First pack opened. Can we pull something? Tag Bolt, man. This is awesome. Kakuna. Okay. The Alolan. Oh god. Geodude? I'm not gonna go with the names, but my names are so bad. Oh, I'm gonna say, I see something shiny, by the way. Okay, that's good. I'll say this about Tag Bolt before I continue. Even the regular holos in this set, like not all of them, but a lot of the regular holos in this set are actually just fire artwork. So even if you just pull a regular holo here, because there's something shiny, that'd be incredible. Yeah, it's just a holo, but it is. Okay, there we go. It's a Blastoise. Obviously not an incredible pull, but look at this artwork. That is such a good Blastoise. Ariga. I'll take it, man. So this tells me that these are unweighed, in my opinion. But yeah, that's a cool card. I mean, I'm already happy. I was going into this expecting to pull absolutely nothing. So I'll take it. Obviously, it's not an incredible, crazy hit, but it's a good demonstration of just the great art of the regular holos in this set. Obviously, the best one probably being the Charizard. But yeah, I'll take it, man. That's a pretty good start. So yeah, this is box number 1, Tag Bolt, which came out. Let me check real quick. December 7th, 2018. Holy cow. Almost 7 years ago. Kind of crazy. All right, then next up, let's do the switch, is Night Unison. All right, just gonna make some room. I gotta move the boxes somewhere. Night Unison came out January 11th, 2019. Now, of course, compared to Team Up, it's not nearly as crazy, but I think it is still a really, really good set, in my opinion. You've got the Greninja Zoroark GX, which is a beautiful artwork. You've got the Gardevoir Sylveon GX as well, like, dope card. I mean, all these sets are just so good. This is actually the last box I needed to complete the collection. I bought this one a couple weeks ago while I was in Kyoto. The card shop there had a really, really good price on it. Okay, here we go. Let's open Night Unison. I guess about around the halfway mark, I'm going to talk about how I'm able to buy this stuff for, like, you know, not feel like an idiot buying it. But yeah, let's just continue with the boxes and the packs. All but Dream League booster box artwork and booster pack artwork was illustrated by Mitsuhiro Arita, as far as I know. So that's also really cool. That's kind of one of the reasons why I started the pack collection. So nothing in this pack, unfortunately. Because it's like, I like completing sets that are not too big. Like my Aikusume binder, for example. Right? There's not that many cards. Here, it's just, you know, Mitsuhiro did a bunch of box art, and you can all collect them in like one little set. It's not that many boxes. And, you know, stuff like this, Night Unison, a very cool set still, but relatively affordable still today. So a lot of these haven't sort of gone that crazy, which is nice. Okay, next up, we've got Full Metal Wall. This came out February 1st, 2019, and obviously featuring Lucario Melmetal as an alt-art. I think this might be the weakest set of them all. But still, like, again, just like as a sealed collection item, it just looks so cool. Like, these boxes are absolutely gorgeous. And it being less popular also means, well, it's still more affordable, obviously. So there you go. Let's open the pack. I want to make it very clear, a bit short disclaimer. These are all collection items. I would never recommend anyone to buy these types of boxes as an investment. Because if you want to invest into Pokemon, if that's your thing, there are much better places to put your money, in my opinion. But still, okay, all right. Zubat. Sandshrew. Genesect. Another nothing pack. So that's kind of the expected result here. But still fun. Still fun to open these. All right, next up, we've got a good one. Double Blaze. So Double Blaze came out just a month later on March 1st, 2019. Top card, I mean, I don't know the prices. I just go off of what I think is the coolest. But top card being Charizard Reshiram GX. You've got the Marshadow Machamp GX. Those are dope. Giovanni's Exile, that's a cool card. I actually have that one in a binder somewhere. And then Red's Challenge is kind of a cool card. So I really like this set. You got Muck and the Lola Muck GX, but that's kind of like that's a little less exciting to me. But yeah, Double Blaze, another incredible booster box artwork. Like, just look at it. Holy cow. That's one of the coolest looking Charizards, like expressions, I guess. All right, here we go. Here's the pack. Can we get our luck back a little bit? It started off pretty good with that Blastoise. All right, here we go. Oddish. Yato Umori, Japanese. Nothing in this one either. Bummer. That's fine. All right. After Double Blaze, and about at the halfway mark, we're getting into GG End. Now, GG End is actually one of my personal favorites. Came out April 5th, 2019, so they were pumping out these sets like once a month. It's kind of wild. This one, of course, featuring the Garchomp and Giratina GX, and that is, in my opinion, one of the coolest looking GX Allstars. It's such a dope looking card. I don't know what it goes for these days, but it's such a beautiful card. I might throw up some pictures of the cards I'm talking about in the video. Do a little bit of editing. But yeah, other than that, it's got the Raichu and the Alolan Raichu GX, which that one I'm not a huge fan of, but it's still, it's still a Raichu Altart, I guess you can call it. That's kind of cool in and of itself. GG End. Another very beautiful, beautiful box. I think this was the third box I added to my collection. So some of these I bought like a year ago, and in other boxes I added, like I said, like a couple weeks ago. So it's been a long process to try and add these to the collection. But let me tell you, I'm glad I picked some of these up a year ago, because around January, a lot of these just shot up in price. By some more than others, but some of them got like significantly more expensive. And so I'm glad I picked up a few before that. That really helped me offset the extra cost for the ones I picked up more recently. So it doesn't feel quite as bad. Right, here we go. Oh, look at that Magmar. That's a nice looking card. All right, another nothing pack. Oh, that trainer is cool, eh? Kochi Torena in Japanese. Coach trainer, I'm not sure. But there's, Pikachu and Zekrom. That's awesome. I never even knew about this card. Obviously, I wasn't around in the hobby when these came out. I kind of fell in love with these sets, over the last few years. So I never even knew about this card. But you get kind of another alternative, in a weird way, artwork of the Pikachu and Zekrom in here. So that's kind of a cool looking card, eh? That's pretty dope. I actually really like this. I like it so much that I'm going to sleeve it. Yeah, that's a cool card. All right. We are at the halfway mark. Let me just get some of these boxes out of the way, and then we'll continue. All right, continuing on. Sky Legend, April 26, 2019. So less than a month later, this set came out. This is another personal favorite of mine. This was the first box I bought, and I'm glad I did a year ago. Actually, never mind. It's the second one. The first one will be later. It's the second one I bought, and I'm glad I did buy it when I bought it, because this is one of those that shot up in price quite a bit. And when I bought it, I thought, like, for what it is and what the cards inside this box, the set are, it felt too cheap. And I don't like talking about value, undervalued, underpriced, underrated, whatever. Like, because people will always interpret it as like me talking about like, financial advisor, invest. Like, it's no. I'm just like, I looked at this box. I looked at what the cards that were inside this box. This is also a very interesting set in that it might be the hardest to grade out of all the boxes we've seen so far and all the ones we might see later on. If you look at the PSA 10 population and the PSA 9 to 10 ratio for Sky Legend in particular, I haven't checked in a couple of months, but the last time I checked, there were more 9s than 10s. It was very close. It was almost 50-50. But for a modern box, I mean, these are modern, right? 2019. For a modern Japanese set to have a 50% PSA 10 ratio is kind of unheard of in a weird way, right? I mean, nowadays we get like 90%. And even some of these other tag team sets have like 80-90% PSA 10 ratios. Sky Legend, however, for some reason, it's like 50-50 PSA 9 to 10, which is, that's one of the things I looked at when I thought about buying this box. Is like, wait, this set is actually kind of dummy hard to grade. And the cards obviously are awesome. Obviously, we have the Stained Glass Bird Trio as an alt-art chase, which it's a promo in English, as English often does. I feel bad for the English collectors in that regard. I will say, though, English has gotten better exclusive promos in the recent years. Ooh, okay. But yeah, obviously, the Stained Glass Bird Trio as an alt-art is an incredible card. It's such a unique card as well. Not just the tag team mechanic of having multiple Pokemon on the same card as, one card, but also the artwork of that card in of itself is so freaking cool. And again, it's kind of hard to grade. And I felt like at the time that this box, for how old it was, for how hard the cards were to grade, and how little 10s there were, relatively speaking, compared to modern sets, ultra modern sets, I felt like it was just a very affordable box. Do I feel the same way about it today, that it's gone up in price? Not so much anymore. I think it's still a cool box to add to a collection, but it's not as easy of a decision anymore, in my opinion. Obviously, as well, you get the Jesse and James in here, the trainer. I think that's one of the reasons why it shot up in price, the anticipation of the Rocket set. A lot of cards that feature trainers, good trainer cards, shot up in price in January. But there you go. And actually, I actually have a card from this set to showcase. All right, let me get it out of the sleeve. There we go. Full art. I mean, it's just a regular full art, but one day I saw this card in a store, and I knew it existed before that, obviously. I just never paid attention to it. But during the time when I started to, kind of buy these packs and then some of these boxes as well, I started looking more at the cards in the stores as well as like potential cards to buy. And for some reason, the regular full art of the legendary birds, for some reason, this card really caught my attention, and I just had to get one. I hardly ever buy PSA 10s. This is one that I just needed to get. And I just think it's such a gorgeous card. The texture, as always with Japanese, is just incredible. I know regular full arts aren't that exciting most of the time. I always like the texture on them, but they're never that great looking cards, in my opinion. Like the artwork is sort of meh a little bit. Some of them look nice. I mean, when I say full arts, I'm talking about the modern ones. The black and white and X and Y ones are pretty damn dope, in my opinion. But like, take this for example. I read some Triplet Beat the other day. Supermarket near where I lived still had some loose packs. It's kind of sold out everywhere, Triplet Beat, but I bought some loose packs over the period of like a week, just like, a couple packs at a time. And I ripped some packs, and so this is kind of unrelated to this video, but just wanted to show it still. Got pretty damn lucky. Pulled these two, so that's pretty dope. But one that I wanted to show you is the regular full art, right? So this is what you usually expect from a regular full art. It's just kind of like, the texture is nice and all, but Pokemon aside, some of them look a little bland. I mean, so the new ones with the battle partners in Heatwave Arena with the trainer in the background, that's kind of interesting. It's something new. But this one, man, it's just a really nice looking card. Because you've got the 3 birds, and then you get that silver background as well. I don't know, man. It's such a nice looking card. So I spent a lot of time on Sky Legend. But here we go. Let's open this pack. Let's continue. Can't make this video too long. But yeah, a dope set. I'm glad I bought it early. Here we go. Can we pull something? Can we pull something? Obviously, just as a reminder, this video isn't about the pulls. Oh, no, I don't know. I thought I saw something for a second. Oh, nothing. All right, we might have to just expect a GX out of Tag Team All-Stars. But yeah, here we go. Continuing on. Miracle Twin. So this is a cool one as well. Obviously, Mewtwo, Mew. Very nice cards. Cool looking box. I would say out of all the box arts, it's one of my... I don't know. I still like it. They all look really nice. Like they're all A tier. A tier or higher in terms of the artwork of the box. But I would say that this is probably on the lower end of A tier in my opinion, which is ridiculous because it's still freaking A tier. Yeah, obviously Mewtwo, Mew GX. You get the Misty's Request. You get Blue Strategy. That's a cool trainer. Sableye and Tyranitar GX Alt Art as well in here. Yeah, it's a good set. No doubt about it. It's a good set. Here's the pack. Let's open it. And so while I open this pack, I guess I can talk about like how I'm able to buy this stuff or how I justify buying it. So what I do, and I've mentioned this is I guess in the last couple of videos with Shug Nasty and Java Kuma, I said I sell. Sometimes, whenever I go to Switzerland, I bring stuff to sell. And I'm lucky or fortunate. Oh, wow, this is a tough pack. Jeez. There you go. I'm very fortunate to having bought Japanese cards in 2016. That allowed me to have a pretty good start when it comes to selling. Like I had a lot of old back hollows, EX era cards, etc. And anything in between and after, like promos as well, like the most random stuff, but just old cards I got mostly from Mandarake Mystery Cubes back in the day. Taurus, that's a beautiful artwork. Yeah, mostly from mystery packs back in the day. And so I had a lot of kind of inventory, if you want to call it inventory, to start with. Actually, I have something to show. Just a second. Okay, so here it is. I guess people like to do credibility checks these days. That's the new thing, isn't it? Here's the credibility check. I somehow kept these receipts. These are from my trip to Sapporo back in 2016. This is from Mandarake Sapporo. And you see all these 432 yen ones. These are all Mandarake Mystery Cubes, which at the time were really damn good. This was a GB promo Mewtwo. And then this one is interesting. This 3,780 yen one was actually... I still have this as well, which is kind of cool. It was like a near complete Japanese base set. So like some of the cards that were missing, they're circled here. And like the Machamp Holo was missing, but all the other cards were included. And yeah, this kind of stuff. I was buying this kind of stuff. I also found this old Pokemon Center Sapporo receipt. I forget what this was exactly. Oh, there's this starter pack comics. So this is the X and Y break little starter pack that had the Blastoise EX in it, I think. So there you go. But yeah, I mean, you know, back then I was buying stuff like this and I just kept it, or I kind of forgot about it, to be honest. And so this gave me a good head start when it comes to selling stuff. I didn't have to spend money to get inventory. Little camera accident there, but yeah, over the years, you know, I've been buying more cards as well in the current or like the present markets, stuff to resell. I've been keeping track of what I buy and how much I sell it for, etc., etc., etc. But essentially, I've been busting my butt selling hundreds and hundreds of cards in Switzerland, making, you know, sometimes after an auction Sunday, making like 65 packages the next morning, selling stuff to be able to buy these kinds of boxes. And I would not be buying these boxes if it didn't come from my profits from selling cards. It's as simple as that. Because I'm using profits, next set, Remix Bout, because I'm using profits, you know, sales profits to buy these personal collection items, I don't feel so bad about spending the money. You know, don't get me wrong, it's still a little bit uncomfortable having boxes worth this much just sitting around, but because they came from profits, not from my, what I call real life money, it's not a big deal. I'm sort of allowing myself to collect these, and it's fantastic. And shout out to Earn Collects. He always advocates for the best way to collect is to become a seller. And it sounds kind of weird, but you don't have to be a full-time seller. Right? I sell twice a year, once to twice a year, whenever I'm in Switzerland. I'm not a full-time seller. I just sell stuff here and there. I sell stuff that I've sitting around in binders for years that I don't collect anymore, that I used to like, don't like anymore. And I buy some stuff here and there to sell. Let me know if you're interested in me making a video with the kind of stuff I buy to sell. I don't know, I could make that. Yeah, you don't have to be a full-time seller to be able to afford cool stuff for the PC. But it's just when you buy stuff for the personal collection and it comes from hobby money, it's just such a nice feeling. I can't describe how, chill it is to not have to worry about it in a way. And you'd be surprised. Like, you might think, oh, Ibex had a head start with all these cards he bought back in 2016. I don't, I can't do the same. As like, first of all, I wish I bought more stuff in 2016, and I wish I bought different stuff. I bought Mandarake Mystery Cubes with like lightly played to heavily played old back hollows. I wish I would have bought the ponchos, right? Obviously, and booster boxes to keep sealed. But my point is that you'd be surprised how much stuff you have sitting around in your binders, in your boxes, that's $2, $3, $5, $10, $15, whatever. And once you sell these things, you don't really collect anymore, and it starts adding up, and you'd be surprised. Suddenly, a tag Bolt box becomes possible. So yeah, okay, Remix Bout. Let's continue. Remix Bout came out July 5th, 2019. This is a really nice one. This is one that's kind of weird. This one shot up a lot in price. And I checked on Sneaker Dunk just yesterday. There's only 4 for sale on Sneaker Dunk. And the price was like ridiculously high. I think then one was listed at like 60,000 yen. But still, that's like way higher than it used to be. So for some reason, Remix Bout is one of the boxes that's pretty damn hard to find in Japan. But I'm sure another box that's way cheaper outside of Japan. So if you know someone who has a legit box or something, or like a good source, not just some random eBay seller with 2 feedback, and you can get a good price, like, I think this is one to keep an eye on. Like, I mean, look at this box art. How sick is that? I don't really need to explain the set. We all know Venusaur, Snivy GX, Blastoise, Piplup GX, and then the Charizard Breaks and GX Alt Arts in here. Yeah, I mean, incredible set, obviously, incredible set. Okay, here we go. Can we get a little bit more lucky? With this set. Here we go. Doesn't look too good. Not gonna lie, I saw the edge. Oh, there you go. I guess, you know what? Not the worst card to pull if you're gonna pull a non-holo, because it's got like, half a Pikachu on it. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna sleeve it. That's how desperate I am for something good. No, I'm joking. I mean, it's kind of an interesting card if you think about it, because it does have Pikachu on it, and there are tons of Pikachu collectors out there. But yeah, here we go. All right. Next up, we got 3 boxes left. Only 3 boxes. So the next one is an interesting one. Dream League. Ooh, that's a nice one. Obviously, an incredible set, beautiful box art. And so, interestingly as well, when I actually first started this collection goal, which started, like I said, with the packs, I wasn't going to get Dream League, because I just wanted to complete the Tag Team Mitsuharita like collection in a weird way. But then I got Dream League as the pack as well. And then when I started going after the booster boxes more seriously, I was like, you know what, I should get it just because it's a tag team set. I think that is a better complete set, if it makes sense, than just the Arita artwork boxes. Dream League, obviously a really good set, came out in August 2nd, 2019. In here, well, you get the Reshiram Zekrom GX, obviously Lily's Best Effort, you get En's Resolution, Silvally GX, Solgaleo Lunala GX, you get the Pikachu CHR. I really like the Weavile CHR. I think that's a great one. The Piplup is beautiful. Vileplume GX, a really, really strong set. But I will say, I like it, but I'm not the biggest fan. Beautiful cards, don't get me wrong. The reason why I'm not a huge fan is because it is, compared to the other sets we've seen today, very, very trainer heavy. That's not necessarily a bad thing. I just feel like, I don't know, I don't collect trainer cards, right? So I prefer the Pokemon Alt-Arts or the Pokemon Chase cards. And this one just doesn't have very strong Pokemon Chase cards. I mean, you've got, obviously, like, for example, Solgaleo and Lunala GX. It's an expensive card or a popular card because Lily is on it. Who really cares about Solgaleo and Lunala? I'm sure there's some people out there who love those Pokemon, but you get what I mean. What I will say though is I think it has maybe the best looking rainbow rares out of all the rainbow rares in existence. I think Dream League might have the best looking ones. And then of course the CHRs, the character rares, are really good. I'm pretty sure this is when it started with kind of those type of cards, and so that's obviously fantastic. Yeah. Oh, there we go. We got a pull. Not a great one, honestly, but we got a pull. That's crazy. I did not expect to get another pull. So that's actually really good. There we go. Very nice, very nice. I would have preferred the Pikachu, obviously, but I'll take it, man. Slightly OC, unfortunately, but that's cool. Some of the Dream League CHRs are actually pretty affordable still, even on card shop websites like Card Rush, which are typically, pretty expensive. Well, more expensive than like Medicuddy. But some of these CHRs are still pretty affordable. I mean, this is one I maybe wouldn't recommend, but like the Weavile is such a nice looking card, and it's like $4. Alrighty, that was Dream League. Beautiful box art, obviously. But yeah, a great set. I mean, it is an S tier set, no doubt about that. But I'm personally not like the biggest fan of it. Okay, second to last. So this is a set that I personally, actually, I might like this more than Dream League. It's Ultra Genesis. Now, obviously, it's not as strong as Dream League in many ways, but I absolutely love the box art. It's such a nice looking box. And I do as well like the chase cards. So let me just pull up the list real quick. Obviously, I don't have all these remembered. Don't want to mess up too much in the video. So September 6, 2019, Cynthia and Caitlin, obviously strong card. Red and Blue, Mallow and Lana. And then as Pokemon, the Arceus, the Alga-Palkia, Alt-Art, the kind of the statue one. It's a cool card. Not my favorite, but it's a cool card. Nagandel and Guzzlord GX. I love that card because it's illustrated by Aya Kusebe. But I think again, the Pokemon lineup isn't the strongest in the world, but I love the box art. I think the alt art of, the 3 Pokemon on here, Arceus, the Alga-Palkia, it's a very unique card as well, something we really haven't seen before. So yeah, I think it's a very nice one, and also one that's still more affordable. It's kind of in terms of pricing, somewhere in the middle, maybe slightly low middle, out of all these sets, with like Full Metal Wall and Night Unison being like the 2 cheapest. This one is sort of somewhere after that. Okay, Ultra Genesis. Can we pull something out of this pack? Here we go. Can we get lucky? Unfortunately, we did not get lucky. Oh, we get the Lopunny and Jigglypuff here. Oh, very nice. And then is it Mawile? I always forget the name of this Pokemon. I gotta look it up. The Sylveon is cool as well, of course. Yeah, Mawile. It's Mawile. Right, there you go. Hey, I got one correct. The reason why I'm so bad with Pokemon names is because, well, I'm a Gen 1 stan, I guess you could say. But also, I grew up with these names in German. Then I got used to them in Japanese, and then with like YouTube, I hear them in English all the time, and I talk about them in English, so it just gets confusing. I sleeve these because I kind of like this as well. Like it's not a tag team card, obviously, but you still get all 3 Pokemon on here, And the Sylveon is just, well, it's an evolution. It's a cool card. And it's, a few years old now, so not that bad. All right, last but not least, the grand finale. This was the very first box that I purchased. And this box is, of course, Tag Team GX All-Stars. This was the first box I added to my personal sealed collection before I even started the booster pack collection, just because I really wanted a Tag Team GX All-Stars booster box. And this one I actually bought from selling a card in Japan, which is rare. But I graded, if you remember, if you've seen my PSA returns, there's a PSA return quite a while ago where I got a Feraligatr Delta species unlimited PSA 10, which at the time was, I think, Pop 9. When I sold it was Pop 13. And I sold it on Medicuddy. And after my Medicuddy selling fees, which are 10%, I had the exact amount left over to buy the box plus the acrylic case. It actually worked out to exactly even, which was kind of funny. But yeah, so I started with this box. This was a good one to start with, because this is one that actually increased in price quite a lot. It was sitting at like 65,000 yen for the longest time, like 2024. And now it is nearing 100,000 yen, actually, which is crazy. What I will say, though, everything is a bit hyped right now. Everything is a bit booming. So I think there's a reasonable chance a lot of these boxes come back down in price at some point in the near to midterm future. It wouldn't surprise me at all. But yeah, Tag All-Stars, obviously an extremely good set. You got a lot of the regular GXs as reprints in here. So we could pull a cool GX, just a regular one. I think we're guaranteed a GX. Oh yeah, it even says up here. Definitely one GX inside. And then in terms of the chase cards, Espeon Deoxys GX is an amazing looking card. Umbreon Darkrai, Togepi, Cleffa, Igglybuff, Trevenant Dusknoir, Erika's Hospitality, Misty and Lorelei, and then obviously Sightseer. Blue's Tactics, Green's Exploration, Red's Challenge. I mean, there's just so many good cards in this set. I'm sure I overlooked a couple, but boy, oh boy, what an incredible set. Here we go. I've opened a few of these over the years and never pulled anything crazy, but maybe we get lucky today. You never know. You never know, right? Here we go. Tag Team GX All-Stars, the last pack of the day. Let's get through these. Nice. Giovanni. Okay, we got our first holo, Zoroark. That's actually a freaking dope artwork. Fukuda as the illustrator. That's a sick looking card. Holy cow. Okay, then we get the Raikou. That's another, oh my god, another really good illustration. I've always been a huge fan of the regular holos, man. They often have like really good artwork. Okay, here's our GX, and we get, okay, the Marshadow and Machamp. I believe it's Marshadow. Oh yeah, it even says in Japanese, Marshadow. There we go. Okay, so not a great one to pull, and then we get our reverse holo energy and our regular reverse holo. The electricity radar, something like that, not sure. But yeah, unfortunately, no big hit and not an amazing regular GX, but let's just take a second to appreciate this card, though. These Tag Team GXs are just miles better than Vs, VMAXs, the modern EXs. It's just, just such good cards. But actually, I think this is one I might not have in a binder, so that's good. That's good. And then the regular holos, I'll just leave them. They're just regular holos, but you know what? They're from 2019, and they're nice looking cards. Yeah, fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. Oh, look at that though. Ooh, that's kind of rough. A little bit of a surface issue there. One thing I should say as well, or I wanted to say before I finish this video, and it's been a long video, but I'll try and edit down a bit, but all these, of course, came out pre-2020. With this one, Tag All-Stars, I think came out, did I say it? December. Oh, no, never mind. It was October 4th, 2019, if that's correct. Pokelector. Listen, pre-2020, I think is a huge deal. I can't stress it enough. And this is not investment advice. This is not financial advice. This is more like in terms of having something unique in the collection. 2020 is when everything changed. Now, it took a little bit longer for Japanese cards to really pick up. You had definitely had plenty of cards in sets in 2020 that were like, now as sealed boxes are way less available than like 2021 and then 2022 and 23, obviously. But still, like 2019, to me, 2019 pre-pandemic, pre-2020 is to me is the old Pokemon. Anything that happened after 2020, that's the new Pokemon. I think that's when everything kind of fundamentally changed. And I just love having pre-2020 stuff because it's unique, it's interesting. It's not something that everyone has. And this isn't necessarily about value, it's just about having an interesting collection. And yeah, like to me, although these are modern, like all the boxes I've shown today, these are modern boxes. To me, in many ways, like in terms of their vibes, they feel closer to the old Japanese, mid-era sets in a way because they came out before 2020. And so, yeah, I might make a video about that, just this topic alone in the future because I kind of want to talk about it. And I think there's a lot to say. But yeah, that's going to be it for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, this wasn't about the pulls. This was about appreciating some absolutely cool sets. Yeah, just updating people on my personal collection, I guess, or showcasing a bit of the personal collection and hopefully motivating some people to start selling some cards to be able to buy stuff like this or even cooler stuff. Who knows? I mean, there's people out there who have insane collections who have never sold a card. And it's like, you don't have to sell everything, but I'm sure there's stuff in your collection you don't care about that much anymore, right? So hopefully I can motivate some people to start selling, to stop using all of that real life money all the time. And then, yeah, we still got some pulls. Obviously, I'm coping pretty hard here in terms of the pulls, but hey, the packs were in weight. That was good. I'll take it. We had fair chance. That's all I could ask for. Okay, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you like these types of videos. I have like more personal collection type of things to show. Some that I'm still working on, others that I've also already completed. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a good one. Take care, and bye-bye.